Have you ever had that strange feeling that you've been to a place before, even though you're certain you've never set foot there in this life? Or maybe you've met someone and the connection felt so deep, so familiar, as if you've known them for a lifetime. Perhaps you've experienced moments where you felt like something beyond the ordinary was at play, making you ask, could this be my first life? If you've ever had these questions, you're not alone. According to Buddhist teachings, the idea of reincarnation isn't just about living, dying, and being reborn. It's a journey that your soul takes, transcending the boundaries of time and space. It's about the wisdom your soul has gathered from past lives and how each life brings you closer to a greater understanding of your true self. Buddhism reveals that reincarnation is not just a simple cycle. It's a path of spiritual evolution. Each time your soul enters a new body, it carries the lessons, the experiences, and sometimes even the unfinished business from previous lives. This journey isn't just about what you can see or touch in the physical world, but about what's happening deep inside you, the subtle shifts in your energy and consciousness. So, how can you tell if your soul has walked this earth before? Today, we're going to dive into 8 signs that might suggest you've lived before. Signs that are not always obvious, but are deeply felt in the heart and spirit. Are you ready to explore the possibility that you are more than just the person you see in the mirror? To understand that your soul has been on a long journey, gathering wisdom, experiencing different lives, and evolving with each step. Stick with me as we explore these signs that could reveal the hidden truth about your soul's past. If you've ever felt like you're not entirely new to this world, that sense of déjà vu, or an uncanny familiarity with certain experiences, there may be something deeper at work. Let's uncover these secrets together. In Buddhism, reincarnation is not just some abstract concept. It's a profound truth that shapes how we understand life and our purpose in it. The idea is that our souls don't simply live once and disappear into nothing. Instead, we are constantly reborn, cycling through different lives, each one meant to teach us something new, help us grow, and eventually free us from the weight of suffering. This journey of the soul is not just about physical rebirth. It's about spiritual evolution, a never-ending process of learning and awakening. Here's something even more fascinating. According to Buddhist teachings, we don't just forget who we were in our past lives. The soul carries traces of its previous journeys with it, and these imprints can show up in the most unexpected ways. Sometimes, we don't even realize it, but these past life influences are often revealed through certain signs, patterns, or experiences that feel strangely familiar or out of place. It's as if our soul has been here before, and every now and then, it reminds us of that fact. So, how can you tell if your soul has been on this journey before? Well, the signs aren't always obvious, and they're not things that can be easily explained away. But when you start paying attention to the deeper moments in your life, you might begin to notice things that feel a little too familiar. Perhaps there are places, faces, or situations that give you a sense of déjà vu, as if you've lived them before. Or maybe you've experienced an overwhelming feeling of connection with someone you've just met, as though your souls have known each other for a long time. Buddhism teaches that these feelings are not coincidences. They are clues, hints from your soul's past lives, revealing to you that your journey is far older and deeper than you might realize. The connections, the patterns, the lessons, they're all part of the soul's great tapestry of experience, and they are guiding you toward the greater wisdom and freedom that comes with spiritual growth. So let's take a closer look at some of these signs. Maybe you felt them too, and maybe, just maybe, they're trying to tell you that your soul has walked this earth before, gathering wisdom and lessons along the way. If you've ever had moments that felt strangely familiar, as though you've been here before, it might be more than just a coincidence. It might be the whispers of your soul's past, urging you to wake up to your greater truth. Let's start with something that might already feel familiar to you. Intuition. Have you ever experienced that moment when you just knew something was going to happen, even though there was no logical reason for you to know it? Maybe you walked into a room and immediately sensed the mood of the people inside. Or you had a gut feeling about a decision, and it turned out to be right, even though all the facts were pointing in a different direction. It's that uncanny sense of knowing, like a sixth sense guiding you in ways that go beyond logic or reason. In Buddhist philosophy, this kind of deep, instinctual knowing is often linked to being an old soul. You see, the soul doesn't just start fresh in each life. Instead, it carries the wisdom and experiences from all the lives that came before. That's why, in certain moments, you might feel like you have an innate understanding of things. It's as if the lessons of your past lives are still stored within you, waiting to be tapped into when needed. Think about it for a second. Have you ever been in a situation where, despite having limited information, you were able to make a decision with confidence, almost like you'd been there before? It could be something as simple as choosing the right path in life, or even picking the right person to trust. It's as if your soul is working in the background, drawing from a vast reservoir of wisdom and experiences that span across time, guiding you without you even consciously realizing it. This type of wisdom is not something that's learned through books or external teachings. It's knowledge embedded deep within you, a result of all the lives your soul has lived. In Buddhism, this is referred to as past life knowledge, a collection of spiritual insights that come from your soul's journey over time. It's like having a built-in compass, one that helps you navigate the challenges of life with a level of clarity that might seem almost otherworldly. So, the next time you feel that gut instinct or have a moment of sudden clarity, trust that feeling. It could very well be your soul tapping into the ancient wisdom it's gathered from many lifetimes. It's not just luck or coincidence. It's your soul's deep connection to its past, guiding you toward the right choices and helping you on your path towards spiritual growth. If you've ever felt this, you might be more connected to your past lives than you realize. Next, let's dive into something that most of us have experienced at least once: déjà vu. That moment when you walk into a place for the first time, but something about it feels oddly familiar, like you've been there before. Or when you meet someone, and instantly, you feel like you've known them your whole life, even though you're just meeting them for the first time. It's a strange, unsettling sensation that can leave you wondering, how could this be possible? According to Buddhist teachings, déjà vu is not just some random glitch in the mind or a trick of memory. It's something much deeper, more profound. Buddhists believe that when you experience déjà vu, your soul is actually catching a glimpse of a past life. It's as if, for a brief moment, the veil between the present and the past lifts, and your soul is showing you a memory from another time, another life. Think about it for a moment. When you feel that rush of recognition in a new place or with a new person, it's as if your soul is whispering to you, "Hey, remember me? We've been here before. We've shared this experience before." It's not just about the physical familiarity of the place or the person. It's about the energy, the connection, the deeper bond that transcends time. This sense of déjà vu is a window into your soul's journey, a reminder that your life is not starting fresh with each new body you inhabit, but rather, it's an ongoing journey that stretches across many lifetimes. In Buddhism, this feeling of familiarity is seen as a sign that your soul has experienced something similar before. The people you meet, the places you visit, even the emotions you feel, they may be carrying echoes from past lives, experiences that your soul has lived through before. So when you feel that rush of recognition, it's more than just coincidence. It's your soul reconnecting with something from its past, reminding you that you are part of a much bigger, ongoing journey. So next time you feel that strange familiarity, that sense of having been somewhere or with someone before, take a moment to reflect. It might just be your soul reaching out to you, offering a glimpse of its long and rich history. The past is never truly gone. It's always there, shaping who you are and guiding you on your path forward. Have you ever had memories of places, faces, or people you've never actually met or visited? Maybe you've dreamt about a place so vivid and real, it felt like you were truly there. Or perhaps you felt a deep, almost inexplicable connection to a certain era or culture, even though you've never lived through it. It's as if something within you recognizes it, but you can't quite explain why. These moments of powerful, vivid memory that seem to come out of nowhere. They might not be as random as they appear. According to Buddhist teachings, these are not just figments of your imagination. They could very well be fragments of a past life, pieces of your soul's long journey through time, reaching out to you. Buddhism teaches that our souls don't just start fresh each time we are born. Instead, they carry the experiences and memories of all the lives we've lived before. The idea is that every life we live adds something to our spiritual evolution, shaping us into who we are today. These memories or feelings of familiarity that come up out of the blue are often seen as echoes of those past lives, fragments of forgotten experiences trying to make themselves known. Think about it. When you dream about a place that feels so real, so familiar, but you've never physically been there, it's like your soul is showing you a glimpse of a time or place it once inhabited. Or maybe you felt a pull toward a particular culture or period in history, almost like you lived in that time before. These aren't just coincidences. In Buddhist thought, they are seen as remnants of a past existence, trying to resurface. It's as if your soul is leaving behind clues for you, guiding you to a deeper understanding of who you are at your core. These memories aren't necessarily meant to be understood with the rational mind, but with the heart and soul. They may be pieces of the puzzle that help you connect with your true self. Maybe they carry lessons or insights that your soul is ready to revisit. Or perhaps they are nudging you to explore certain aspects of your life that still hold meaning from previous lifetimes. The key is not to dismiss them, but to embrace the mystery they carry and see what they reveal about your soul's long journey. So next time you experience one of these strange flashes of memory, instead of brushing them off, pause and reflect. They might just be your soul's way of reminding you that you are part of something far bigger than this one life. Your past is always with you, shaping you and guiding you as you continue on your spiritual path. It's not about remembering the details. It's about understanding the deeper truth that your soul is always evolving, always learning, and always connected to something much greater than yourself. Have you ever felt an unexplainable pull toward a certain place or culture? Maybe there's a particular country, city, or even an ancient civilization that fascinates you deeply, even though you've never been there in this lifetime. It's as if you're drawn to it, like there's something about it that feels familiar, something you can't quite put your finger on. You may even feel a deep sense of peace when you visit certain locations, as though you are returning home after a long journey. This powerful, often unexplained connection you feel towards certain places might not be as random as it seems. According to Buddhist teachings, this pull could be a sign that your soul has been to those places before. In Buddhism, the soul is believed to carry the experiences and wisdom of past lives. When you feel an intense connection to a location or culture, it could be that your soul is recognizing a place where it has once lived or learned important lessons. It's as though your soul is reminding you of the journeys it has taken and the experiences it's accumulated over time. Perhaps you feel a deep sense of familiarity when you visit a place you've never been, or you experience a profound sense of belonging in a foreign culture, even though you've never lived there. It could be more than just a passing interest or fascination. Buddhists believe these feelings are signs that your soul is reconnecting with a part of itself that it left behind in a previous life. These locations may hold wisdom or unfinished business, spiritual lessons that your soul is meant to revisit or complete. In fact, many people report feeling a deep sense of peace or even a sense of home when they visit certain places, as if they're drawn to them because their soul recognizes the energy and the history embedded there. This connection could be a clue, a subtle message from your soul that you've walked these paths before, or that something within those places holds answers to questions you've been searching for in this life. So, if you've ever felt this kind of magnetic attraction to a place or culture, whether it's an ancient civilization, a specific city, or even a remote location, it's worth considering that your soul might be trying to communicate with you. Maybe it's guiding you back to a place of past wisdom, helping you reconnect with lessons from another lifetime, or simply reminding you of the long journey your soul has been on. The next time you feel that deep pull, take a moment to reflect. It might be more than just a coincidence. It might be your soul reaching out to remind you of something important from your past, something that could help you on your path forward. Now let's talk about dreams, specifically recurring ones. Have you ever had the same dream over and over about a place, a person, or an event that feels completely unfamiliar? It could be a place you've never visited, a person you've never met, or even a scene that doesn't seem to belong to this lifetime. Maybe you dream about epic battles, long journeys, or ancient ceremonies, things that feel far removed from your present life. These dreams can be strange, sometimes unsettling, but there's more to them than meets the eye. In Buddhist thought, recurring dreams are believed to be windows into your soul's past. The idea is that your soul doesn't just live once. It carries the experiences and memories of many lives. So when you have dreams that feel vivid or familiar, but disconnected from your current reality, Buddhism suggests that these dreams may be your soul's way of processing unresolved experiences or lessons from other lifetimes. Imagine this. These dreams aren't just random or meaningless. They could be your soul's attempt to bring memories and emotions to the surface. Maybe your soul is trying to make sense of something from a past life that still holds an emotional charge, something that hasn't been fully understood or resolved. It could be a trauma, a lesson, or even a connection with a person or place that once had deep significance. In some cases, these recurring dreams are the soul's way of reminding you of unfinished business, trying to help you heal or learn something important that might be affecting you in this life. These dreams can take many forms. You might dream about ancient battles, as if you were there, caught in a moment of struggle or conflict that doesn't seem to belong to you. Or you might dream of traveling through unfamiliar lands, walking through places that feel strangely familiar. You might even dream of ceremonies or rituals that seem to come from another time or culture. All of these are ways your soul could be calling your attention to the past, asking you to look closer at the lessons and experiences that may still be influencing your present journey. In Buddhism, dreams are seen as more than just the product of our subconscious mind. They are believed to be a bridge to deeper truths about our spiritual journey. When you experience recurring dreams, especially those that seem disconnected from your current life, it could be a message from your soul, urging you to pay attention to something important from your past. So, the next time you find yourself caught in the same dream over and over, don't dismiss it as just another random occurrence. Instead, take a moment to reflect. Your soul might be trying to show you something from your past, something that could help you heal, grow, or understand yourself on a deeper level. These dreams may be the key to unlocking wisdom from another time, guiding you toward greater clarity and spiritual growth in this life. Here's something that many old souls often feel: a deep sense of not fully belonging. You might find yourself looking around at your peers, at the world around you, and feeling disconnected, like you're out of sync with the people and the time you're living in. Maybe you feel like the modern world is too fast, too shallow, or too disconnected for your soul. There's this nagging feeling that life should have more depth, more meaning, more connection. It's like your soul is remembering a time when things were simpler, when life had a more profound sense of purpose, or when the challenges you faced were more real, more grounded in the heart. If you've ever felt this way, you're not alone. This sense of alienation can be incredibly powerful. It's as though you're looking for something that's not here, something that your soul feels familiar with, but that doesn't seem to exist in the world you're currently living in. In Buddhist thought, this feeling isn't just a coincidence. It's believed to be a sign that your soul has lived through other lifetimes in different eras, different societies, and with different values. The world you're experiencing now may feel foreign to you, because your soul is used to a different pace, a different set of priorities, and a deeper connection to life itself. This sense of not fully fitting in is often a sign that your soul has evolved over many lifetimes and is now in a body that feels like it doesn't quite match the spiritual depth you carry within. Perhaps in a past life, You lived in a time where human connection was more direct, where values like family, community, and spiritual purpose were at the forefront. You may have faced challenges that were more meaningful, more grounded in survival, or that required a deeper understanding of life and death. Now in the modern world, things can feel disconnected, fast-paced, and superficial, like there's a lack of authenticity that your soul craves. Buddhism teaches that this feeling of being out of place is not something to be ignored. Instead, it's a reminder from your soul. It's as if your soul is gently nudging you to remember that your journey stretches across many lifetimes, not just the one you're in now. The experiences you've had in previous lives continue to shape the way you see the world, the way you approach life, and the way you seek meaning. This feeling of alienation is a call to reconnect with that deeper part of yourself, to remember that your true nature is timeless, and that the depth you seek is always there within you. So, if you've ever felt like you don't belong in this world, or that the modern pace of life doesn't align with your inner rhythm, know that it's okay. Your soul is carrying wisdom from the past, and this life is just another chapter in your spiritual journey. Embrace the sense of not fitting in. It may just be your soul's way of reminding you that your path is long, and that you're here to bring depth and meaning into a world that sometimes forgets it. Have you ever experienced a deep sense of nostalgia for something you've never actually lived through? Maybe it happens when you hear a song, watch a movie, or see a scene in nature that stirs something inside you. It's as if that moment, that sound, or that image triggers a longing so intense, it feels like you've been there before, or lived that moment in another time. You might even wonder why you feel so connected to something you've never truly experienced in this life. Buddhism offers a profound explanation for this phenomenon. It suggests that these feelings of longing are more than just random emotions. They are your soul's way of recalling memories from past lives. According to Buddhist teachings, our souls don't just live once. They travel through many lifetimes, accumulating experiences, wisdom, and emotions along the way. When something in this life triggers a deep emotional reaction or a sense of familiarity, it's believed to be the soul's way of tapping into memories from those past lives. Think about it. When you feel a sudden wave of nostalgia for a time or place you've never visited, it's like your soul is reaching out, reminding you that you've been there before, just not in this current form. The song that makes you feel like you've lived through an entire era, the movie that feels strangely personal, or the landscape that seems to resonate with you on a soul-deep level. It's all a way for your soul to recall and process the experiences it's gathered over the course of many lifetimes. This feeling of nostalgia isn't just a fleeting emotional reaction. It's a powerful, almost magnetic pull that connects you to something ancient, something beyond the boundaries of this single life. Buddhists believe that these triggers are a way for your soul to reconnect with the wisdom of previous lifetimes, drawing your attention to the lessons, joys, and even the challenges that you may have faced in those past existences. So, the next time you feel that intense, almost otherworldly longing for something that feels so familiar yet out of reach, take a moment to consider its deeper meaning. It might not just be a random feeling or a passing memory. It could be your soul reaching back through time, connecting with experiences, places, and people it's known before. In those moments, your soul is reminding you of a deeper truth, that you are more than just your current self. You are a being with a rich, multi-lifetime journey, and those echoes from the past are still alive within you, guiding you and shaping who you are today. Now, let's dive into something truly profound: the connection some of us feel toward deeper spiritual truths. Have you ever found yourself naturally drawn to ancient philosophies or spiritual practices, like meditation, mindfulness, or teachings from distant cultures? It's almost as if these ideas have always resonated with you, as though you've known them for much longer than this lifetime. You might feel a deep, unshakable pull toward exploring the mysteries of existence, seeking answers to life's biggest questions. You might find that these teachings seem familiar, comforting, or even like an old friend. Buddhism offers a powerful explanation for why this happens. It suggests that your soul may have been on a similar journey in past lives, a journey of seeking meaning and understanding beyond the physical world. The inner drive to explore life's deeper questions, to understand the nature of reality, and to seek spiritual truth isn't something that just appears overnight. It's the continuation of a path your soul has been walking for a long time. In past lives, your soul may have been deeply engaged in spiritual practices, exploring philosophies that question the nature of existence, the universe, and our place in it. This desire to seek out spiritual truths isn't a random curiosity. It's a sign that your soul has evolved through many lifetimes, gathering wisdom, learning from past experiences, and moving closer toward enlightenment. In Buddhism, this quest for spiritual understanding is seen as a natural progression on the path toward awakening. Every lifetime, every experience, adds another layer of wisdom to your soul. The lessons from those past lives continue to shape who you are now, and they drive you to seek deeper meaning in this life. If you find yourself naturally resonating with spiritual philosophies, or if you feel drawn to teachings that encourage self-awareness, inner peace, and a deeper connection with the universe, it's likely because your soul has been on a similar quest in past lifetimes. This sense of knowing, this spiritual pull, is the continuation of that journey, a call to keep exploring the truths that transcend time and space. Buddhism teaches that our journey toward enlightenment is not linear. It's a spiral that grows deeper with each life. The more your soul has explored, the more it seeks to understand and awaken. And when you feel that strong connection to spiritual practices or ancient wisdom, it's not just a coincidence. It's a sign that your soul is remembering the path it has walked before. It's a gentle reminder that this quest for truth is an ongoing process, and each step forward brings you closer to the ultimate goal of enlightenment. So, if you feel that spiritual yearning, that pull towards something greater than yourself, know that it's part of who you are. It's a continuation of a journey your soul has been on for many lifetimes, a journey that is ultimately leading you back to the deepest truths of existence. Let's explore something truly profound, an extraordinary level of compassion and empathy. Do you ever find yourself feeling deeply connected to the suffering of others? Maybe you experience an intense desire to help people, even when there's no logical reason or obligation to do so. You might feel moved to support someone, even a stranger, without fully understanding why. Or perhaps you can sense the pain of others on such a deep level that it feels almost like your own. If this sounds familiar, it could be a sign that your soul has lived through many lifetimes, gathering the wisdom that comes from experiencing the full spectrum of human emotions. In Buddhist teachings, it's believed that reincarnated souls accumulate deep emotional wisdom as they journey through different lives. Your soul has been through pain, joy, love, and loss, and because of this, you have a unique ability to understand and accept others in a way that goes beyond surface-level sympathy. It's not just that you feel bad for someone, it's that you feel with them. You're able to empathize on a level that feels almost intuitive, as if you've walked in their shoes before. This ability to connect so deeply with others is a direct reflection of the lessons your soul has learned over many lifetimes. The compassion you feel for others is not something that comes simply from a desire to be kind. It's an extension of the wisdom and experiences your soul has gathered from past existences. It's as if your soul has been on a journey of healing, not just for itself, but for the world around it. Each lifetime brings new opportunities for growth, and through these experiences, your soul has developed the capacity to truly understand the struggles of others. When you feel this deep sense of compassion, it's a reminder that your soul has lived through much more than just this current life. It carries the memories and wisdom of all that it has experienced, memories of pain, joy, and everything in between. And those memories allow you to offer love, understanding, and healing to others. Buddhism teaches that true compassion comes from a place of wisdom. It's not a mere reaction to someone else's pain. It's a deep recognition that we are all interconnected, that the suffering of others is a reflection of our own humanity. And as you've lived through different lives, facing challenges and overcoming hardships, your soul has learned to see the world with a broader, more compassionate lens. This compassion isn't just an emotional response. It's an innate part of who you are, shaped by all the lives you've lived before. So, if you've ever found yourself deeply moved by the pain of others, or if you've felt an unexplainable urge to help those around you, know that it's not by chance. It's the wisdom of your soul speaking through you, a soul that has walked many paths, learned many lessons, and now carries with it the powerful gift of compassion. This is the gift that allows you to understand others in ways that go beyond logic, and to love them in a way that is both deep and unconditional. So, what's the ultimate purpose behind all these past lives? Why does the soul continue to reincarnate, life after life? According to Buddhist teachings, reincarnation is not just a never-ending cycle of living and dying. It's much more than that. The goal of this cycle, known as samsara, is to eventually break free from it altogether. The ultimate purpose of all these lives is to reach a state of liberation, known as enlightenment or nirvana. You see, each life we live is an opportunity for growth, for learning, and for healing. Every experience, whether joyful or painful, is a piece of the puzzle that helps your soul evolve. Life after life, you accumulate wisdom, face challenges, and learn lessons that bring you closer to a place of peace. It's a continuous journey of refining your consciousness, shedding the weight of ignorance and suffering, and ultimately awakening to the truth of your existence. In Buddhism, samsara represents the cycle of birth, death, and rebirth, a cycle that is driven by desires, attachments, and the ignorance of our true nature. It's a cycle that keeps us trapped in suffering, unable to fully experience the peace and freedom that lies beyond. But the teachings tell us that this cycle is not meant to go on forever. Each lifetime offers the potential to transcend the limitations of samsara. Through understanding, compassion, and wisdom, the soul can gradually free itself from this cycle. The path to enlightenment is not always easy. It requires deep introspection, a willingness to let go of attachments, and the courage to confront the suffering within ourselves and the world. But every life you live brings you one step closer to this ultimate freedom. The lessons learned in past lives, whether through love, loss, hardship, or joy, are all leading you to the realization that true peace exists beyond the cycle of birth and death. So, what does it mean to reach nirvana? In its simplest form, nirvana is the cessation of suffering, the end of attachment, and the realization of your true nature. It's a state of profound peace and understanding, where the soul is no longer bound by the cycle of reincarnation. Instead, it is free from the illusions of the material world, free from the ego, and at one with the universal truth. When you break free from samsara, you achieve ultimate freedom. You no longer need to return to the physical world to learn, to suffer, or to grow. You have reached the highest state of consciousness, where all desires and attachments fall away, and only pure, unconditional peace remains. This is the purpose of all the lives you've lived, and the reason why your soul has been on such a long and profound journey. Every life is a stepping stone, each one bringing you closer to that moment of awakening, where you finally transcend suffering and experience the boundless freedom of nirvana. That's the ultimate goal of reincarnation, to evolve your soul, to shed the illusion of separateness, and to reunite with the infinite peace and wisdom that lie at the heart of existence.